lost to the Broncos.
Yeah, my thing with the Chargers right now, I haven't been impressed with what I've seen at all. Granted, I know they've had a lot of injuries, and I know that losing Mike Williams is going to hurt them a lot. But at the same time, this is a game where on paper the Chargers should have won.
Yeah, you're better.
They are on paper better than the Seahawks. The Seahawks shouldn't even be 4-3. Seahawks should be 2-5 right now. Like on paper, the Seahawks should not be good, but they are. The Chargers, their offense for a team that has Justin Herbert and has Eckler and all these other guys, barring injury, I know that they lost some guys. Their offense at points looks pathetic, dare I say. And you know what it kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of the last few years in Seattle with Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Because you have a world-class talent in Herbert. You have, for the most part, a good running game and good weapons. And there are points in the game where everything looks so difficult for them.
Yeah.
Now, we can give some slack. I mean, we can give some shit to Justin Herbert because ultimately, you're the guy running the offense. You should be the one that's making these plays. Again, I also see this with coaching as well.
Yeah.
Brandon Staley will not be the coach for them next year. Their defense, I mean, talk about a team that got destroyed. The Chargers, they went out, they got Sebastian Joseph Day, they got J.C. Jackson, and they got Khalil Mack. Of those three, the only one that's made a difference for them is Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
Sebastian Joseph Day, haven't heard much about him, and J.C. Jackson's gone for the season.
Yep.
And when he did play, he was getting cooked. So the Chargers, they made this big swing for their defense to be that much better, and you got fried by the Seahawks. And they got fried by pretty much everybody they played. Their running game, you saw that massive play they gave up against Dameon Pierce of the Texans.
Yeah, the Texans almost came back in that game.
So the Chargers are going to be 9-8 this year. I don't think they make the playoffs, and Brandon Staley loses his job.
Yeah, and the Chargers were a team I never wrapped my arms around in the offseason, and I thought they were going to be the worst team in their division. Well, I don't think they'll be the worst team in their division. All you had to do was beat the Texans, and you're in the playoffs. You couldn't even do that last year, and that was Davis Mills-led Texans. Really awful Texans. Terrible roster. You're better than them basically every single position. And then you go up against the Raiders, which I also thought you have a better quarterback, supposedly, and you have better weapons. And I thought you had the better offense. And you want to talk about how bad the Chargers offense, but it's not like the Raiders defense wasn't that good either. All that happened was Max Crosby had the best game of his life. But overall, it's like you're losing to inferior teams in big games. And I never wrapped my arms around that, and I thought they were going to be the worst division. Well, I think they're better than the Broncos. At this point, do I think they're better than the Raiders? Not really.